if you don't remember the formula, that means you don't have tool. And if you don't have tool, how will you work?
Ma'am, I will.
You will.
Yes,
Because
ma'am.
everywhere, whatever we will do, the first thing that is needed is the formula. Hmm? So I'm giving you time, but I can't stay back on what we did in the previous class. I'm proceeding.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Rama.
Ma'am, in the sixth assignment, question third, last parts, we have problem in this. Can you
This is not
please?
the time. No.
Ma'am, we solved many times, try and no one gets the
नहीं हुआ है मैम
answer.
किससे
That's why.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I
Actually,
have
the
tried
second part especially.
3 days,
यस
but
मैम
not it
Okay,
solved.
what we have to do today, we will do that first, and I'll try to take it in the last 5 minutes. All
Ma'am, I
right?
submitted accept those questions.
I will see. When I ask you that today is problem solving, you are supposed to be ready with the problems, right? It's not fair, na bacha? Because whole thing is planned. Chalo, I will try to take it in last 5 minutes.
Okay, ma'am.
Because,
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
because in the
मैम
previous class was assigned only for assignment. चलो कोई बात नहीं. So I'm sharing the screen. Let's start with what we have to do today. Today we will try and find out the arc length of a Cartesian curve. It's a very simple formula based thing. If you remember the formula, solving it is pretty easy. All right. So I want you to note down this formula and then we will take up the questions. Note down the formula first. What we are going to do? The process of finding the length of the arc of a curve, okay, which is called rectification. So you need to remember the word also. Suppose you have a curve y is equal to fx. The only requirement for this curve is to be continuous and finite in this interval. Then if you have to find the length of the curve from this to this, then the length of the curve is equal to this. If you are integrating with respect to x, and this is equal to this if you are integrating with respect to y. The simple way to remember is if you are using dy by dx, then it is dx. If you are using dx by dy, then it is dy. That's all. The formula is understood? Hmm? I hope the formula is understood.
यस मैम
Okay. Now here what you have y is equal to fx. I want you to understand the differences also. I'm just highlighting it. Here the curve that you have is this. Y is equal to fx. Then you use either of the two formula. Okay. Now let's see what will happen if you have parametric equation. When you have parametric equation, the situation is like this. See, x is dependent on t, y is dependent on t. In that situation, the length of the arc is this. Okay. Then there is a third format when you have it in polar form, r theta form. Okay. In that case, your r is equal to f theta, some function of theta where theta lies between alpha and beta. And that case, the length of the curve is this. The situation is this. The thing is, we need to remember the curve and the formula. Both the things we need to remember. Let us start with the first question. Find the perimeter of the circle x square plus y square is equal to r square. Now you had calculated the area of the circle. Now what is asked? Perimeter. That means you are interested in finding the length of the circumference. That is perimeter, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
what can we do? The best way to do is you do it in dividing the circle in 4 quadrants. If this is the circle, you can write this circle in 4 parts. Just a minute. Now there are 4 parts. So if we get the value of one part, suppose we are finding the length between this to this and multiplied by 4, we get the answer. Right? Now one important thing, you will not take it from here to here, because what is happening? You are starting from here and you are reaching here only. So the value of the definite integral will become 0 that way. Okay. So when you get a symmetrical structure which is moving, spreading both sides, we have to deal it either using symmetric part, and if it is asymmetric, then deal it in 2 parts, because the length is not negative. So you cannot do it from here to here. We do it from here to here and multiply it by 4. Is this understood or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Now here you have option. You can write dy by dx or you can write dx by dy, whatever suits you. But since we are more comfortable in writing dy by dx, here it is written dy by dx. Now what is the relationship between x and y? If you focus on this point, the value of this point is, when you put y as 0, x will be r. Here it is 0 to r. Okay. So if you are using this particular formula, you can see your x is moving from 0 to r. That's why it is 4 times 0 to r root 1 plus dy by dx whole square dx. Right? Now what is dy by dx? You can differentiate it from here and get the answer. See, 2x plus 2y dy by dx is equal to 0. So dy by dx is equal to minus x by y. Now if you have to do dy by dx square, this is x square by y square. Now when you add 1 here, then that will be x square plus y square upon y square. So which is actually r square upon y square. Is this okay? Now you put this value here. So when you take the square root, it is r upon y. Okay. Now you have to integrate it. Now we cannot put y here. We have to change it in x. So this is 1 upon root of r square minus x square. And we know that 1 upon root of r square minus x square is sine inverse x by r. So let's see. You are getting 4r sine inverse. Now sine inverse x by r, when you put 0, it will become 0. When you put r, it is sine inverse 1. Sine inverse 1 is pi by 2. So you are getting, this as 4r pi by 2 minus 0. So that is 2 pi r. And you know that the circumference is 2 pi r. Is it okay? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are many intermediate steps that is not mentioned here. I expect you to note it down and understand. Now let's go for the next question. Find the length of the arc of the parabola extending from vertex to the extremity of the latus rectum. Now we should be clear what is extremity of the latus rectum. Okay, so this is something. What kind of parabola is this? This is y square is equal to 4ax. That means it is spreading about x-axis. So when you draw this, the parabola is like this. For each x you have 2y. This is the latus rectum. It is saying from vertex to extremity of the latus rectum. So what is the extremity of the latus rectum? You put x is equal to what? What do you get? Latus rectum passes through A. So when you put x is equal to A, what you are getting? So y is plus minus 2A. That's why this is A minus 2A and this is A and 2A. All right. Now it is when we take x, it will not help us much. So what we will do? We will take it with respect to y because it is easy. You start from 0 and you will reach 2a. Is it okay? Or you can take it for a also, for x also, but for that it will not be a problem. If you take it for x, you will take it from 0 to a. Is it okay? So just to show the difference from the previous one, it is taken from 0 to 2a. Now 1 plus dx upon dy.
क्यों नहीं ले सकते?
ले सकते हैं बेटा, x भी ले सकते हैं, बट x का एक कर चुके हैं, सो यहाँ पर y का कर रहे हैं.
Okay.
Now you have y square is equal to 4ax divided with respect to y. So 2y is 4a dx upon dy. Okay. So dx upon dy is y upon 2a. Now substitute it here. You will get integral 0 to 2a root of 1 plus y square upon 4a square. Okay, dy. So you write it here 4a square plus y square dy. Now you need to remember this formula. What is the formula for root of a square plus x square? If you don't remember the formula, you won't be able to do it. Okay, so I'm leaving this for you to figure it out what output you are getting. Is this okay? In most of the questions, these two figures are generally asked. Either this formula or this formula or this formula. Mostly these three formulas are asked. Mostly. Because the curves that you have studied is either ellipse or parabola, or circle, like this kind of structure you get. That's why the diagram or the formula that is needed is all these. I'm assuming you will do it. Okay, now next question. Now this is the parametric one. Calculate the arc length of the curve defined by x is equal to t square, y is equal to t cube as t ranges from 0 to 1. Now this is easiest one. We know the formula that it is dx by dt whole square plus dy by dt whole square dt. This is 2t and this is 3t square. Just put the value. See, you are getting this. The answer is written directly, but you can do it in 2 steps. See what you will get common. Again, you will be stacking like this. This is 2t square, 3t to the power 4. So you can take out t. Here you will have 4 plus 9t square. Again, you need that formula. Which formula? Root of a square plus x square 1. Okay? When you put the value, you get this answer. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, last one is the polar one. Find the arc length of r is equal to theta, for theta is between 0 to 1. Just put the value in the formula. Again, you need the same formula. You can see. Put the value, get the answer. Right? Now, I want to give you, these were the examples. Now, I want to give you questions. Let's try those questions and figure out the answers. Just 1 second. Right, first question. Find the length of an arc Find the length of an arc. Y square is equal to x cube. Y square is equal to x cube. From origin to the point 1, 1. Now, which formula should we use in this? This is very simple one. We can use length of an arc is equal to 0 to 1 root of 1 plus. No problem in this? Now we have to find out what is dy by dx. So differentiate with respect to with respect to x. 3x square. This means dy by dx 3 by 2 x square by y. Now substitute. So L is equal to integral 0 to 1 plus 9 by 4 x to the power 4 by y square dx. So this is 0 to 1. We can write y square as x cube. So this is 1 plus 9 by 4 x dx. Is this step okay? Is this step okay? Rama?
Yes, ma'am.
Now integrate it. This is of the form root 1 plus ax. So its integral is, I can take out 2 by 3.
मैम 1 + 9/4 x y नहीं होगा मैम?
Y क्यों होगा बेटा? You have written y square as x cube. So
Okay.
x to the power 4 upon x cube gives you x.
Okay.
I can take out half and it is 0 to 1. 4 plus 9x dx. So when you integrate it, it is 1 by 2 into we can take out 1 by 3 outside. So it is 4 by 9 plus x. So that is please check. When you put x as 1, it is 4 plus 9, that is root 13. 13 to the power 3 by 2 minus 4 to the power 3 by 2. So that is this. Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So there is not much in this particular portion. From here we will proceed to the next concept, and that is concept of double integration. Let me open that. I hope this is visible to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is
It's
this visible?
visible. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So till now what we did, we had one function dependent on one variable and we have integrated it within the limit. Right? Now what will happen if we have to do double integration? Now this is something I want you to focus on. What is happening here? You have a function z which is function of two variables x and y. Okay. Now if you want to integrate this, you have to integrate it with respect to two variables x and y. So this kind of thing where you are double integrating fxy with respect to x and y separately or one by one or in sequence is known as double integration, and R is the region of integration in the xy plane. Okay. If you are taking the positive fxy, the definite integral is equal to the volume under the surface this. Okay. Now I want you to understand what it means. When you had a curve y is equal to fx type and you were trying to integrate, what you were doing? You were finding this area under this curve, right? Now what is happening? You have a plane, right? This is the function z is equal to fxy. Now if you are integrating, that means what is happening? You are integrating everything that comes inside. So actually it is giving you a 3D structure. It's like a column, if you can imagine. It's like a column, this kind of column. Which is covered by a curve. Right? So you are, what kind of thing you are getting? You are getting a volume. Is it visual? Are you able to visualize it or not? You can treat it as you have a cap, and whatever column you are getting, you are dropping a perpendicular from all the points of the periphery of the cap, and you are getting a structure, 3D structure. The whole thing inside that periphery is your volume. Is that fine? So when we talk about double integral of a function fxy, it actually gives you an area under that particular curvilinear structure. Okay, let's try and figure it out. Yeah, this is the structure. See what I was saying, you have a cap and you are dropping perpendicular on a surface. Okay, so anything and everything that comes inside is actually representing the volume under this curve z is equal to fxy. Okay, now let's see.
इसमें ऑर्डर मैटर करता है, किसको पहले इंटीग्रेट किया है किस वेरिएबल के एस्पेक्ट्स पे?
नहीं, ऐसे तो ऑर्डर नहीं मैटर करता है. ऑर्डर इसलिए नहीं मैटर करता है क्योंकि आपका x और y का डिपेंडेंस चेंज नहीं होता है. ओके, जैसा ऑर्डर लोगे उसके हिसाब से आप स्ट्रिप लेते हो. व्हेन आई एम सेइंग स्ट्रिप लेते हो, दैट मींस इफ यू रिमेंबर व्हेन यू आर डूइंग फॉर 2D, what you were actually doing, you were taking small strips like this, and then you were adding up all these areas. Do you remember that definite integral part? आप क्या कर रहे थे, आप fx into h कर रहे थे, right? और ये सारा h आप जब ऐड कर ले रहे थे तो what you were getting is this area. यहाँ पर आप क्या करते हो, जब आप डबल इंटीग्रल यूज करते हो तो आप एक बार में एक साइड की स्ट्रिप लेते हो. ओके, सपोज आप x ले रहे हो तो आपने ये स्ट्रिप ली, ऐसी स्ट्रिप्स ले ली, ठीक है, सपोज. और फिर क्या किया आपने, ऐसी स्ट्रिप्स ले ली. तो एक टाइम में एक वेरिएबल डील कर रहे हैं. ओके, और जब उसका सम कर दिया आपने तो आपको वो पूरा सॉलिड फिगर मिल गया. गॉट दैट?
यस मैम.
सो जो हम पहले लेंगे, हम अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वेरिएबल स्ट्रिप्स लेते हैं और फिर अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वी विल एड इट अप. अब देखो, ये अगर आपने पहले fxy dx लिया तो आप y को कांस्टेंट की तरह ट्रीट करते हो, ठीक है, और फिर y को x1 x2 में ले आते हो जो भी वैल्यू आती है, और फिर यहाँ पर सेकेंड टाइम y के रिस्पेक्ट में इंटीग्रेट कर लेते हो, वेयर द फंक्शन दिस इज अ फंक्शन ऑफ y. ये चीज थोड़ा ध्यान देने की है. Given a two variable function fxy, you can find the volume between this graph and a rectangular region of the xy plane by the integral of an integral. So first you find this and you write it in terms of y, then you integrate it and get the value of y1, y2. Okay, this is called a double integral. You will get to know once we start doing it. You can reverse the order. You integrate it with respect to y first and write the y in terms of x, and then you integrate the second function, which is function of x. The computation will look and feel very different, but it still gives the same result. This is what I was telling you, that if you change the order of the integration, you need to change the strip that you are taking. Okay, now let's see. I don't want to straight away jump onto this. Chalo, koi baat nahi, this is very easy one. Now here, when you have both the things in constant way, it does not matter what you take first, you get the same answer. Here the values are constant values. Okay, so when you try, suppose when you take this, you took x as variable and treated y as constant. So x cube by 3 plus xy square. Is this fine? Then you put the limit between 0 to 2. I hope this step is okay.
Yes ma'am.
Now what you will do, once you put the values of x, everything that is remaining with you is in terms of y. Now this is the output that you have got. Okay, now you integrate it with respect to y and put the value of y. You are getting the same 32 by 3. You can reverse the order, still you will get the same. You can check it. Suppose we treat it like this. Here it is done in this way. Let's do it in other way around. So let's do it as 0 to 2, 0 to 2 x square plus y square dy, and then I'll put dx here. So this is 0 to 2. Now since you put dy inside, you will treat x as constant. So you will have x square y plus y cube by 3, and the variation of y is between 0 to 2. So this is 0 to 2. You will put the value of y, 2x square plus 8 by 3 dx. Now you integrate it with respect to x. I'm writing it here. So this is 2 by 3x cubed plus 8 by 3x and 0 to 2. So this is 16, 8 into 2, 16 by 3 plus 16 by 3. Is this okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you have both the values as constant, it does not matter which order you are taking. Okay, in solving, because actually you are changing nothing. Now let's move. Now see this. Here the order is already fixed. How it is fixed? When you have x here, you will integrate it with respect to y first. Why so? Because you have y is equal to x square, y is equal to 2 minus x. And then what you have is the limit of x. This is something for you to observe carefully. See, when you have first, this is inner integral. So we start from inner integral. First we check what is the limit of inner integral. Okay, when the limit of inner integral is in x, that means it is of the form y is equal to f1x and y is equal to f2x type. Or in other words, you can say you have y1 and y2 as the inner limit. y1 and y2 as the inner limit. When you have y1 and y2 as the inner limit, the first integral that you will do is with respect to y. This is the checkpoint. Is this checkpoint understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So we will integrate it with respect to y first. Now you have xy dy. Okay, you will treat x as a constant. So it is xy square by 2. Let me clear this. Xy square by 2, then you will put the limit in y. Okay, now you put the limit in y and see what you are getting. You got this value. Simplify and see what you are getting, and then you integrate it with respect to x. Since the value is from 0 to 1, so it is easy to integrate. This is 4x, that will give you 4x square by 2, x cube, that will give you x to the power 4 by 4. Then this is 4x square, that will give you 4x cube by 3. And this is x5, so that will give you x to the power 6 by 6 by 2, whole thing by 2. And then you put the value of limit in 0 and 1. 0 gives you full 0, only 1 will remain. So that is 2 plus 1 by, something is wrong here. How come it become 44? I think 1 4 is extra here. Right? This is x to the power 4 by 4 only. Minus 4x cube by 3. And put the value and see you are getting this answer. Is this okay? Class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'm not taking these questions. I want to give you some insight in this. You just try and note it down so that you don't feel problem in solving it. Just note down the region of evaluation. Now let me draw it. Now I'm drawing the region of evaluation. Just try and understand. First type, you have this curve, and it will be good if you draw it with you in your copy and note it down. This is first type of integration. The strip that I was talking about, how do we take it? In this case, double integral R. Now this is your region R, okay? This is your region R. This entire thing. This is your R. Okay? Now when you try to find out fxy dx dy, then in this case, when we are choosing this strip, it is written as integral x is equal to a, x is equal to b, then integral y is equal to f1x, y is equal to f2x, fxy dy dx. Let me change the color so that it is visible to you.
मैम डबल इंटीग्रल तो वॉल्यूम कैलकुलेट करने के लिए होता है, तो यहाँ पे तो
सिर्फ वॉल्यूम नहीं कैलकुलेट होता, बहुत चीजें कैलकुलेट, पर इस पर्टिकुलर केस में वॉल्यूम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो। ये जो तुमने स्ट्रिप बनाई है, ये स्ट्रिप तुम्हारी उस प्लेन की है। यहाँ कहीं भी fxy तुम्हें नहीं दिख रहा है, ये रीजन की स्ट्रिप है।
ओके मैम, ओके मैम, वो अभी z एक्सिस में भी एक्सटेंडेड है ये।
हाँ, ये z एक्सिस में एक्सटेंडेड है और कवर्ड बाय fxy है। ये तुम्हारे प्रोजेक्शन समझ सकते हो xy प्लेन का। आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट?
यस मैम।
सो ये तुम्हारा फर्स्ट टाइप है। अगर तुमने ऐसी स्ट्रिप सेलेक्ट करी, ये तुम्हारा प्रोजेक्शन है, ये स्ट्रिप तुमने सेलेक्ट करी, समझ लेना ये स्ट्रिप कौन सी है? पैरेलल टू y एक्सिस है। कैसी स्ट्रिप है? पैरेलल टू y एक्सिस। ये बिल्कुल तुम्हें क्लैरिटी होनी चाहिए इसमें। दिस इज योर टाइप 1। ठीक है, in that situation this is the formula. Okay, I hope you have noted it. Done? Speaker, bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Now write type 2. Now type 2. In type 2, sorry. Now I'll take this as function. Now you have x is equal to f1y, x is equal to f2y. This is your region and this is the strip that you have chosen. What kind of a strip is this? This strip is parallel to x-axis. Now I'm writing the double integral. Same thing, double integral fxy dx dy is equal to integral. Now here you have y is equal to c and y is equal to d. So integral c to d, you can write it as y, then I'll change integral f1y fxy dx dy. I hope you can correlate the difference. सीधी सी बात है, जिस एक्सिस के पैरेलल स्ट्रिप लोगे वो अंदर होगा, वो फर्स्ट इंटीग्रल आएगा. जिस एक्सिस के पैरेलल आपने स्ट्रिप ली वो पहले अंदर आएगा. यहाँ आपने y की पैरेलल ली थी, y इनसाइड था. यहाँ आपने x के पैरेलल ली है, x इनसाइड है. जिसके पैरेलल लोगे उसके ऑपोजिट वाला कर्व होगा. जैसे x के अंदर लिया तो कर्व y में आएगा, y के अंदर लिया तो कर्व x में आएगा. ये सब चेक पॉइंट्स हैं जो तुम्हें याद रखने हैं. ठीक है? Speak up. Is this fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
पर देखना पड़ेगा.
फिर से देख लो. I'm not in hurry. जब क्वेश्चंस करोगे तो ये थोड़ी क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी, बट ये एक डायग्राम तुम्हारे पास होना ही चाहिए so that you have an identification how to proceed. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now there is a third possibility, and third possibility is, now I'm not drawing it in very neat way, I'm just giving you an idea what is the meaning of third possibility. Third possibility is like this, that you have curve like this. Okay, so here what is happening, you are taking the strip in both the sides and you can see you have the strips for fixed rectangle. Here y is C, y is D, x is A, x is B. This is the one that we have solved as the first question. In that situation, this fxy dx dy is equal to integral C to D. What should you have first? When you are writing x, then you will write dx. And when you write it ulta, that means you start like this. Dx. So in this situation, if limit of both the limits are constant, then the order does not matter. You can write in either of the two way. There are two checkpoints or two things you need to note. The first point is the outer limit is always under the constant values. Whether you have this or you have this or you have this, the outer limit should always contain the constant values. तो चाहे x में हो या y में हो, constant हमेशा बाहर को आएगा. Okay? If limits of inner integrals are functions of x, then integrate it with respect to y. See this, if limits of inner integral is with functions of x, integrated with respect to y. If limits of inner integral is in y, integrated with respect to x. So if you remember these three things, you will be able to solve all possible questions based on it. Is this okay? Tell me, is it
थर्ड
okay?
वाला एक बार बता देंगे फिर से.
थर्ड वाले में सिर्फ इतना कहना है कि जो लिमिट आप लेते हो, जैसे यहाँ पर आपने x की लिमिट ली तो इसको x के रिस्पेक्ट में इंटीग्रेट कर लो. अगर यहाँ आपने y की लिमिट ली तो इसे y के रिस्पेक्ट में पहले इंटीग्रेट कर लो. जब दोनों वैल्यूज कांस्टेंट होते हैं तो कोई भी ऑर्डर लो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि स्ट्रिप चाहे इधर से इधर की लो या इधर से इधर की लो, तुम इसमें एक रेक्टेंगल में डील कर रहे हो, राइट? जैसे तुमने कहा x इज इक्वल टू a एंड x इज इक्वल टू b, ये दो स्ट्रेट लाइंस हो गई. तुमने कहा y इज इक्वल टू c और y इज इक्वल टू d, तो दूसरी स्ट्रेट लाइंस हो गई, तो ये एक रेक्टेंगल हो जाता है. तो यहाँ स्ट्रिप का सीक्वेंस तुम अकॉर्डिंगली जो लिमिट पहले ले रहे हो उसकी लिमिट पहले, उसका डिफरेंस उसके रिस्पेक्ट में इंटीग्रेशन पहले कर लो, दैट्स ऑल.
मतलब मैम अगर वैल्यूज जो लिमिट्स की वो कांस्टेंट हैं तो फिर कोई भी ऑर्डर में ले लेंगे तो डिफरेंस
कोई भी,
नहीं आएगा.
हाँ कोई भी ऑर्डर
जो
लो,
फर्स्ट
बस
क्वेश्चन में किया था.
हाँ बस ध्यान ये रखना है कि जो ऑर्डर आप ले रहे हो उसके रिस्पेक्ट में ही आपका इंटीग्रल जो लिमिट है वो आनी चाहिए. जैसे यहाँ अगर हमने x लिया तो इसे x के रिस्पेक्ट में इंटीग्रेट करना है, अगर यहाँ हमने y लिया तो इसे पहले y के रिस्पेक्ट में इंटीग्रेट करना है. मतलब जो भी ऑर्डर आप लेते हो उसके हिसाब से ही इंटीग्रेट करोगे, बट कोई भी ऑर्डर ले सकते हो, इससे कोई आउटपुट पे असर नहीं आएगा. मतलब स्ट्रिप कोई भी लो, जैसे कांस्टेंट वाला केस था. लेकिन यहाँ पर आपको ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, अगर आपने y के पैरेलल स्ट्रिप ली है तो आपका पहला इंटीग्रल अंडर y ही होगा, कुछ को आप चेंज नहीं कर सकते हैं. और x के अंडर में स्ट्रिप ली है तो आपको पहले x को ही रखना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, क्लैरिटी है इस बात पे?
यस मैम.
अब चलो मुझे बताओ प्रॉब्लम क्या था असाइनमेंट का. लेट मी फिनिश दैट आल्सो.
मैम असाइनमेंट
Fifth assignment.
Can you share anyone if you have opened it?
मैम
Who is opening it?
मैम मैं कर देता हूँ युवराज.
Yuvraj, just a minute, beta. Let me make you presenter. Okay. Yes, Yuvraj, you can.
मैम दिख रही है?
Just a minute. Yes, beta.
यस
Tell
मैम,
me.
एक सेकंड मैम, क्वेश्चन नंबर एक
मैम क्वेश्चन नंबर 3.
3 मैम, ये वाला पार्ट जहाँ कर्सर है,
Use
hyperbolic
the
cylinder.
method of undetermined multiple to solve the problem in below. कौन सा क्वेश्चन नंबर?
सेकंड पार्ट मैम, ये जो जहाँ कर्सर है,
B
hyperbolic.
part. B
Yes, ma'am.
part.
ए का सेकंड.
Find the point. हाँ. A का second.
यस मैम, ए का सेकंड.
The hyperbolic cylinder x square minus ये 7 नहीं बेटा, ये y होना चाहिए था.
7 नहीं मैम, ये x square minus z square minus 1 is equals to 0 लिखा
अच्छा,
है.
थोड़ा इसे बड़ा कर भाई, मुझे बहुत छोटा दिख रहा है. हाँ बस, x square minus z square minus 1 equals to 0. अच्छा, इसमें क्या दिक्कत है, क्या नहीं हो पा रहा है?
मैम इसको हमने जैसे बाकी क्वेश्चंस में कर रहे थे मल्टीप्लायर, उससे आंसर आ गया. जैसे ये बाकी क्वेश्चंस हैं, इसके आंसर जैसे थर्ड वाला सी का भी आ गया आंसर, इसका फर्स्ट पार्ट का भी आ गया. ये नहीं आ रहा है इसमें. एक सेकंड में खोल.
मैम
सकते
इसमें यूं आ रहा है 2x minus 2 lambda x.
2x minus.
तो
Yes,
मैम
ma'am.
यहाँ से x की वैल्यू लैम्बडा में कैसे निकलेगी, वो समझ नहीं आ रहा.
हम 0 0 0 आ जा रहे हैं मेरे पॉइंट्स तो एक बार तो लिटरली.
तो इसमें हो सकता है कुछ गलती हो बेटा.
यस मैम.
छोड़ दो इस क्वेश्चन को, छोड़ दो, हम इसे
ओके
देखेंगे.
मैम. और एक ये बी पार्ट जो है
And
नीचे
B
वाला,
part.
बी पार्ट पे
बी पार्ट भी नहीं आ रहा है.
इसका कांसेप्ट नहीं समझ में आया मैम मेरे को तो.
Find the points. Find the points on the curve of intersection of the plane and the cylinder closest or farthest from the origin. देखो, ये सीधा बात ये कह रहा है कि you have a plane, ठीक है? तो प्लेन और इस सिलेंडर, जब ये कहते हो कि x square plus y square is equal to 1 is a cylinder, इसका मतलब ये होता है कि आपका z इनफाइनाइट तक जा रहा है. समझ गए? तो x square plus y square is equal to 1 is a circle. सर्किल को आप इनफाइनाइट तक उसकी हाइट देते चले जाओ.
अच्छा, सिलेंडर है. हाँ.
सिलेंडर बन गया. अब इस सिलेंडर का क्या कर रहे हैं हम, इस प्लेन का इंटरसेक्शन ले रहे हैं उससे. अब ये प्लेन कैसा है, ये प्लेन एक्स वाई जेड तीनों से इक्वल इंटरसेप्ट बना रहा है ना. तो वो एक स्लैंटिंग प्लेन है जो इस सिलेंडर को कट कर रहा है. अब इस स्लैंटिंग प्लेन में एक्स वाई में कनेक्शन तुम्हें मिल जाएगा. एक्स और वाई का कनेक्शन तो तुम्हें पता ही है ना.
यस.
तो एक तरीके से तुम ये कर रहे हो कि इस प्लेन से इस सिलेंडर को, जहां पर तुम जो इंटरसेक्शन आ रहा है उस इंटरसेक्शन से का डिस्टेंस ले रहे हो ओरिजिन से. थोड़ा बहुत समझ आया?
हाँ मैम. बट जैसे इस वाले मेथड से तो हम लोग जो आंसर्स निकालते हैं उसमें 2 आंसर्स निकलेंगे, मतलब 2 इंटरसेक्शन दिखा लेने पड़ेंगे हमको, क्योंकि 2 पॉइंट देने हैं.
हाँ,
एक
तुमसे कह रहा है ना
farthest
क्लोजेस्ट एंड फारदेस्ट, तो इसका मतलब 2 वैल्यू आनी चाहिए. देखो ये 2 वैल्यू बता भी रहा है. द पॉइंट्स क्लोजेस्ट टू द ओरिजिन आर दिस एंड देयर डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन इज 1 एंड द पॉइंट फारदेस्ट फ्रॉम द ओरिजिन इज दिस. यहाँ पर ये 2 पॉइंट दिखा रहा है, हो सकता है दोनों से इक्वल डिस्टेंस आ रहा हो. And the point farthest from the origin is this and the distance from the origin is this. इसका मतलब तुम्हें 3 पॉइंट मिल रहे हैं. क्यूबिक टाइप का कुछ इक्वेशन बनेगा होपफुली.
ओके मैम.
ट्राई करना, नहीं आएगा तो फिर मैं इसे सॉल्व करके दे दूंगी तुम्हें.
ठीक है मैम.
अगर तुम्हें इंटरसेक्शन समझ आ गया है और तुम्हें ये समझ आएगा कि सिलेंडर को जब इंटरसेक्ट करेगा तो वो क्या करेगा, कैसा बनाएगा, वो एक इलिप्स बनता है. सिलेंडर को कोई भी प्लेन कट करता है तो वो एक इलिप्स. अगर तुम्हें दिखाए तो रुको, मैं तुम्हें शेयर करके बताती हूँ, ठहर जाओ.
मैं हटाऊं मैम प्रेजेंट करना?
हाँ देखो ऐसा होता है. जस्ट अ मिनट. ये है तुम्हारा सिलेंडर, ठीक है. यहाँ सर्कुलर होगा इसका, राइट. जब इसको कोई भी प्लेन काटता है तो स्ट्रक्चर कैसा हो जाता है, सॉरी ऐसा आ जाता है. मतलब ये अगर तुम्हें समझ आए तो ऐसी सिचुएशन आती है अगर स्लैंटिंग प्लेन काटता है इसे तो. ठीक है. अब ये एक तुम्हारा क्लास प्लेन हो गया, और ओरिजिन तो यही होगा ना, क्योंकि तुम्हारा सिलेंडर का बेस जो है वो x स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू 1 है।
हाँ तो ओरिजिन से ही, हाँ
तो आप इससे इस प्लेन पर वो डाल रहे हो, जहां जहां भी ये सिलेंडर को काट रहा है। तो कह रहे ओरिजिन से ये दोनों के बीच का फारदेस्ट और नियरेस्ट पॉइंट लाओ। अब यहाँ से फारदेस्ट ऐसा भी हो सकता है, ऐसा भी हो सकता है, नियरेस्ट तो ऐसा ही होगा कि आप परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉप कर दोगे, फारदेस्ट तो कहीं भी हो सकता है, समझ रहे हो? तो ये एक्चुअली करना है, ट्राई करना, आ जाता है तो अच्छी बात है, नहीं आता है तो बताना मेरे को।
तो मैम इन दोनों की इक्वेशंस को हम सॉल्व कर लेंगे ना, उससे पॉइंट आ जाएंगे हमारे पास।
इंटरसेक्शन तो निकालोगे ना प्लेन से,
यस मैम।
z इज इक्वल टू समथिंग रखोगे या y इज इक्वल टू समथिंग रखोगे, उसे सॉल्व करोगे।
ठीक है मैम, एक बार ट्राई करते हैं उसके बाद।
ट्राई करना, नहीं आएगा तो मेरे को बोलना, आई विल सॉल्व एंड पोस्ट इट, नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम।
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, just a minute, let me start Amazon. कोई क्लास तो नहीं है इमीडिएटली? है? अगर है तो मैं रुक जाओ, मैं फिर डाउनलोड कर लेती हूँ तुम्हारी अटेंडेंस शीट, यू कैन लीव इट। Okay, you may leave by posting your attendance. I have downloaded the attendance sheet and I'll post the attendance sheet also, so that you have no confusion in that. All right. Thank you so much.